welcome back. So I wasn't going to come out in the yard today, but it's such a beautiful day. I've been back from my trip for a few days, still kind of recovering, so I wasn't going to come out here, but today is just beautiful. It's partly cloudy, the sun's going in and out, it's breezy, and it's only 72 degrees, and I think the high is going to be like 75. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to take a few hours and come back and cut back my spent roses so they can re-bloom again. And I'll show you my roses as I do that too. There's a few other things that I'm going to cut back, probably my salvia because it's done. I'm going to get my garden tour up really soon so you can see that. I filmed it before I left, but I haven't had a chance to like put it up. So that will be getting up soon. But I'll show you some of the damage my roses had while I was gone. They did have some aphids while I was gone, but then they had a bunch of other things happen with them, and I finally ended up spraying them. I didn't want to. I'll show you what I sprayed them with, but really it just helped them so much. I think they have a few issues going on, so hopefully that will treat them. And I'll probably get some people say that I shouldn't do that, but I don't know. I ended up doing it. I tried so many other things and they just didn't work. But so today's going to be a day of just being out here in the beautiful weather. I just got home from the gym, so I'm a little bit tired too, but I'm just going to take it easy and cut back these roses and a few other things that have done with their first flush. Roses are pretty much done. I'll probably leave a few stems. I came and sprayed these though because they had so many aphids. The aphids this year are just out of control. And I tried ladybugs, which worked for a little while, but they just couldn't keep up. And honestly, ever since I sprayed like 2 nights ago, these look 10 times better. And they'll look even better as I cut these spent blooms back. Everything will just look really nice. So as you can see here, I don't know if you can see all those aphids, but they're just everywhere. Oh, I'm so sick of them. And then I wanted to show you my dianthus is blooming here, which is so nice. And they'll look much better blooming when this is all cut back, because this looks all kind of dead and gone. And then I'll come through and do this one. And my Lady of Shalott Rose was beautiful. And I'll just come and cut back all the spent ones here. And I did notice that I'm starting to get some issues on this. I haven't had any issues with my roses in the last couple years, but if you have roses, you know you're gonna at least encounter something. I don't know if this is black spot. It also looks like powdery mildew, so I'm not sure. Look at that huge bee. How cute is that? I like those, huh? Anyway, it's got a few issues, and like I said, I'll show you the bottle that I sprayed it with, but I think it's supposed to help treat all these. But I am going to cut back these spots that are infected, and of course I will also clean my pruners off with some rubbing alcohol in between each one, just so that I don't infect my next rose with it. Anyway, I also need to pull out a bunch of tulips that are done, and I'm happy to get those out. They always just look terrible. Everything's gonna look so much nicer when I get it cleaned up. And then I'll show you what else I'm going to clean up over here. I've got my Back to the Fuchsia Proven Winners Salvia that was so beautiful, but it's done with its first flush. So I'm going to come back and cut this. I have this alternating with some daisies, so it's nice. Once these are done, then the daisies are ready to come. As you can see, they're about ready to bloom. So I'll cut these back. And then I'm going to cut back my allium here that are done blooming. These were so fun. I loved them. I want to definitely get a few more, but they're pretty much done. It's time to cut them back. I do know some people that spray paint them, but I think I just want to have them done and clean all this out so we can really enjoy my incredible hydrangeas. Look how beautiful they are. They're so big. This is really their first time blooming for me because I planted them in the fall and they're just already massive. So I'm so excited to see what these are gonna do for me here. I think they're liking this spot. And so, yeah, I'm gonna cut back all of these. Our olive trees also make a big mess, probably like 3 times during the summer months. And this is its first drop. So I do want to come in here also and just blow all this out of here because it's very messy. It's very messy down here too, and very dry down here too. But there's a lot of weeds in here. I don't know that I'll get to that today, but that's also a chore that needs to be done. But look at the yarrow, how pretty it is. It's blooming right now. And my allium are getting little buds on it. So, and then I'll take care of some roses down here over in my garden area, and we'll talk about those when we get to them. But I'm just gonna get started in this area. I wasn't gonna film this, but I decided I might as well. Let's go. But I'm just taking this stem, and as you can see, it goes all the way down. I'm cutting it pretty far down. So you just kind of single out these stems. You can see there's a little bit of growth down here. See that little guy that's going to start? So this will allow it to give me a little bit of a new flush. Basically just taking this stem down. This, oh, there's that big bumblebee. Don't get me. There's something going on with this plant too. Maybe it's just dirt on it, I don't know. Some black stuff on the leaves. I wanted to show you how far I'm cutting back on some of these because I like to cut these back pretty hard, and I try to maintain a shape as well, but I do come down. You'll see this joint right here. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to cut here by it. Some I even go down. Let's see, this one goes down here to this joint. This one goes down to this joint, and I might just cut that whole thing. See? So I cut that whole joint off where it branches. I like to cut them back that hard because these can get massive, these knockout roses, so that's what I like to do. I don't really follow the 5-leaf rule on these. I do that more on my David Austin roses. Ow. Some of these are pretty pokey. I like to hold on the top because it's not as pokey. Probably should have my other gloves on, but I don't want to go get them. So, cut back all the way to where it branches off. It's like 3 branches there. It'll fill in and look fine after a couple days. Plus it lets this breathe a little bit since it's had all these bugs. I feel like there's thrips on here too. I've heard everyone talk about thrips, but I need to look it up. But I really think that's what they are. They're little white bugs and they're everywhere. Driving me crazy. Those rose bushes cleaned up over there. It looks so much better. I know when they start to die off, they just don't look as pretty. And with that dianthus blooming, it was just a lot going on with the eye. And so I'm so happy to have those cleaned up. And I feel like these might have spider mites and aphids. And I discovered I've got some other issues in my David Austin roses, but I decided to keep that video separate from this one because it's a little bit different and a few other issues. So I'm keeping that one separate for now. But I also had a Back to the Fuchsia Salvia from Proven Winners back here that I cleaned up and got cut back. And these geraniums are looking so pretty. It's like in the middle of the hot day, so the lighting isn't that great, but got this cut back. It'll flush back out. Hopefully I'll get some more blooms out of that. These look so much better and cleaner. And then I'll take you over here. These are cleaned up. This will allow the sprinklers to kind of hit some areas over here that it hasn't been able to because that was so tall. And my daisies are going to be blooming soon, so I got that salvia cut back. This will flush next too. That's cut back. And so it just looks a lot cleaner and nicer. Everything looks kind of messy right now because of the stuff falling out of the olive trees. It's the only thing I don't love about these. They're kind of junk trees anyway, but I really do enjoy the color of them and they give us a lot of shade. So I love them, but I do not like that they do that. Kind of annoying. But my birch trees, as you can see, are starting to get quite a bit bigger. And once this is big, we'll probably take 1 or 2 Russian sage trees down. I think we might want to get another birch right here. We'll have to see how big this one gets. But anyway, my next chore is to come in here and get a lot of weeding done because we've got a lot of weeds in there now. We also cut back the allium back here and I think it looks a lot cleaner now. And these incredible hydrangeas are going to be incredible. I'm so excited for them. I just, as you can see, if they weren't quite done soaking up the sun, I did cut them back just because I'm tired of looking at all the dead things. And so that's what I did. I just cut them back and all the ones that were dead, they just pulled out really easily. But it's just time to be done with those. I feel like they've got enough energy from the sun that they'll be okay. And I'm so excited that these Super Tunia bubblegum are gonna look so pretty back here along this border, along with a few other things that I planted. And I need to come in here and fertilize. That's gonna be my chore tomorrow. I think Tuesday is gonna be my fertilizing day. I try to stick to that, but I'm not the best at sticking to a schedule. I kind of just do things when I have time. That's just how my life is right now. Can't wait till this ground color is filled in because this area is just kind of not that pretty to look at. I think I want to try to find some free mulch and just at least put mulch in here around the vinca before it fills in and grows because it's looking so dead and bare. I'm kind of tired of looking at it. And then let's come over here. I also cleaned up this knockout rose and I definitely feel better having it cut back. As you can see, it's got a little something going on in here. There are some spots that are dying off and I feel like I have these little white bugs and I think those are thrips. If you guys know and can tell me, I would love to know, but I think that's what they are. I think they're thrips. And my next chore is going to be my David Austin roses and I'm going to save that for a different video so you guys have that there. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining me, getting those chores done. I feel like when you cut back perennials after they're done blooming, it makes such a difference and then it allows you to maybe get a second flush. So I always make sure to do that and it just cleans things up and just makes things a little bit tidier. So anyway, thanks so much for joining me. We'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye guys.